views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona, this is Brother Mike back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to the program. Today's Bible study, the Blue Whale Challenge. Hey, we call somebody and tell them the radio program's on, particularly if they have grade schoolers, high schoolers as children, teenagers in particular. This is a really good program for them today. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. I've been a professional counselor for 35 years. Been on the radio here, Christian radio here in Maricopa County for 15 years. On the website, you'll find all of our services there. Friday night is my teaching service for my radio listeners, 7 o'clock. Preaching, healing, teaching, and deliverance. Same thing Thursday night, same time, 7 p.m. Don't forget to sign up for the free seminar at the end of the month, the last Friday of September. Part 2, How to Cure Mentally Ill Christians. Why do you have a seminar like that? Because mental illness is spreading like crazy among born-again Christians. You wouldn't believe the numbers of sick people who are mentally ill who are Christians. It's spreading like wildfire. It's unbelievable. How can you cure them? Find out. Last Friday of September, 7 p.m. at the Arizona Deliverance Center. Thank you for your donations to PayPal. The Healing House is 90% finished. We're almost ready to open it and help people who have nowhere to stay when they need to come for healing and deliverance. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your donations. Don't forget about Sister Karen on page 1 of the website. She will be happy to sell your house for you with honesty and integrity. Thank you for your help. All of our radio programs are always available 24/7, 365 on soundcloud.com/hardcore-Christianity. The radio programs are not for the faint of heart, and many of them are kind of R-rated, so be careful what you listen to and who's listening in the car. The Blue Whale Challenge. Right now, there's a massive investigation going on in the White House, in the federal government, all over the place, and millions of dollars are being spent to find out if there was anybody colluding with Russia during the last election. It's a huge investigation, and it has taken up, I think, 7 months of television time on the local and national news networks. Was there any Russian collusion? I don't know. I don't care. Is there Russian collusion? You better believe it. It's satanic. The devil will use not only Russia, but anybody else to destroy our young people here in the United States, and Satan is doing a spectacular job of it. He is remarkable, and he is incredible. Here's real Russian collusion. Check it out. Here's the article came out of Washington. Rina Polenkova was 17 in November 2015 when she posted a goodbye selfie moments before committing suicide. The photo of the Russian teen went viral internationally, bringing attention for the first time to a cruel and deadly game called the Blue Whale Challenge that is now to blame for hundreds of suicide deaths all around the world, and it is now creeping through the United States. Hundreds of children, teenagers, young people have committed suicide getting hooked up with the Blue Whale Challenge. The article goes on to explain that Philip Budikin, age 22, actually created the Blue Whale Challenge. He got caught and was convicted in a Siberian court of persuading dozens of teenage girls to take their own lives. They gave him 3 years in prison. That's all he got in Siberia. Going pretty lenient on people over there. The guy explained before he was sentenced his motive was cleansing society of what he described as biodegradable waste. That's what he said in court. Can you imagine that? He was killing off girls who he considered not troubled human beings, not troubled teens, biodegradable waste. Now, what do we know about Budokan there? He's obviously heavily infected with spirits. He's a woman hater. Demons of murder are hiding in this man's mind, and they are blessing this blue whale challenge. This thing has become a phenomena, and it's a mind manipulation game. And what it does, it assigns participants to 50 bizarre and violent and progressive and eventually lethal tasks. The 50th activity the game runs you through is suicide. The first one is cutting. The first phase 1 of the 50 steps is you have to make 3 cuts on your body. Now you say, well, this is crazy. I'm an adult. This doesn't make any sense, and I don't buy this. That's why you don't buy it, is because you're an adult and you think it's crazy. Troubled, heartbroken teenagers filled with rejection spirits, childhood trauma, sexual abuse, emotional trauma, these type of children, these type of students are extremely accessible to delusions. And this blue whale challenge floating around on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and others, has been a tremendously scary event. And why is it so scary? Because it's being supported supernaturally by deceiving spirits. Deceiving spirits. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4, the Bible says, the God of this age has blinded the thoughts of those who do not believe, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ would shine unto them. What the devil does is he controls people through their mind. It's mind control. He does it very subtly to control Christians. He does it very overtly in people who are mentally ill. And in this particular case, he's using social media to perform mind control on these troubled teenagers and troubled children. As they progress through the 50 steps, the first one is self-mutilization. The seducing spirits attack the child and motivate them and convince them that what they're doing allows them to release their pain and their frustration and their sorrow, and it allows them to temporarily feel better and feel like they belong to something bigger than themselves. And the whole thing is a demonic delusion. It's a demonic delusion. The article also went on to say that Ilya Sodorov, a 26-year-old postman, was the administrator of the game. He was the administrator in Moscow. And over the last 6 months, they've had hundreds of teenagers commit suicide. For example, here in America, a recent case involved a guy named Isaiah Gonzalez in Texas. He was a teenager. He live streamed his suicide using a shoe to prop up his phone to capture the event. The family reported some of Gonzalez's friends saw his posts and suggested he was participating in Blue Whale Challenge, but nobody took it seriously. Everybody blew it off like it was a joke. The dude hung himself and filmed it. What are the demons doing? They're taking over the person's mind, and they're convincing them after this 50-step process that suicide is the best way to get the kind of attention you've always craved and the rejection spirit that they have in their minds and in their brains from their troubled childhood, from the sexual abuse, from the abandonment, from the divorce, from the emotional pain of their childhood, they crave attention. They want to be recognized as a person. They want to be validated as a person. And this game, through these seducing spirits, create this delusion that the last step, filming your suicide, is the way to really get the kind of attention they've always wanted. Now, the police departments around the country and the mental health clinics around the country are catching on to the Blue Whale Challenge, and they're starting to warn people to check their child's social media, Twitter, Facebook, and the like, to see if they're participating in hashtag Blue Whale Challenge. If you Google that, you'll see the mobile app comes up, windows pop up, encouraging you to seek it, check it out yourself. There's also apps popping up telling you Blue Whale Challenge is extremely dangerous and to avoid it at any cost. And if you're thinking about harming yourself, they have rescue numbers on there, suicide phone numbers on there, trying to help these young people save their lives. But what's actually happening is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 is coming to life right before our eyes. We're seeing it now in living color. The demons are sweeping through the United States of America. They are taking control of people's minds. You can see the perverted gospel on Christian television. It's barnyard crazy. You can see our society right now just disintegrating in front of our eyes. You can see the future anarchy in the streets of our major cities, rioting, murders, pornography sweeping the country. It's all done through mind control. Listen, if you think you may have a seducing spirit in your brain, you are eligible for prayer and free counseling services at the Arizona Deliverance Center. If you have thoughts you can't control, racing thoughts that are running wild, you can't sleep at night every time you lay down, your mind starts to run 100 miles an hour, these spirits are able to manipulate people's minds and cause them to malfunction. I go into this in detail in the seminar on the last Friday of September, going into detail how it happens and exactly how it works.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.